walking in, and then she said it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somewhere in there, there's some
I
truth,
understand what you're saying.
right? Do you get what I'm
Well, here's
saying?
the reason why I bring it up.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, but keep it 100, the reason why I came at it this way is because we just got through Love and Marriage DC. So where I thought Arena and Ashley were
Gotcha.
buddies, it's like, are y'all really friends or are we acting? I don't know. And so it does seem like they hung out, but again, that's why I'm like, okay, maybe, maybe she did hang out with her. I'm assuming she did, but I'm still wondering if you all were as tight. I agree with you. I think it went beyond production. I will definitely give it that. But I think maybe to some extent, you clearly, maybe you were thought you were tighter than you
Hold
were,
on.
but you did call her and say, okay, we're
Oh,
getting serious.
no, okay, Eric, let me say something. Don't let me say something about this. Now, my mother told me when I was younger, like she said that my great grandmother told the story of you don't tell your best friend, and this was like the 19 whatever 15 20 30 whatever back in the day 50s, I don't know. Okay, say
You don't tell them how good the D is,
but
girl.
look, she told it. I tell the story all the time. She told it, and then she came home one day and bam, she saw her best friend, and her husband wasn't working. So what I'm saying, I said all that to say that you hear the story where she's singing my female. We say this all the time, it was a joke, black woman singing my female on me, because of the fact that she asked questions and saw things, and even wants to be involved, be her manager. When you are a manager, you go home sometimes. Oh, I see the kids. I see the husband. Oh, he's taking care of the kid while I'm doing this. All kind of stories, whatever they're saying behind the scenes, conversations that were not on camera, that we're not privy to. So with that being said, she saw something she liked probably from the beginning and made a point, maybe not intentionally in the beginning, but she wanted him and she went after him and she got him. And then the thing of it is, she could have told her he should have been the first one. So what I'm saying is, look, everybody messed up. Just being honest. She's the one that's really hurt by the whole thing. And it's really unfortunate. But some people are coming to her in the comments like, oh, you knew what was going on. Da, da, da. Go ahead, Erica. I just want to get that out there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so one, I agree with your grandmother or whatever. Like, if the person is your friend, I don't know, it's 50-50 because I have friends from high school forever. So the real friends that I have in my life, I usually expect more than I would from a dude, to be honest. But she wasn't married to Moses. So I'm kind of like, and here's the thing too. Also,
Mm.
we don't know who went after who. You know what I'm saying? She's saying she's single white femaled me, but you don't, that person was your ex. You don't know what he did. He could have been like, well, I always thought
100%.
you was cute, Sonny. We don't know at this point who
Right. We
really
don't.
got it
Hmm.
popping.
Right.
And so to me, I give her credit as the friend or whatever she thought herself of with Destiny to even make the call.
My thing is this. Okay, look, we're kind of going at the whole situation with Joy and with the ex-friend and back in the day, and the relationship was fizzled out and da da da. So it's so many situations with that. So at the time, the thing about it is she's a part of the show. Now, mind you, you can make a narrative what you want it to be, where it looks like, well, in reality, maybe they was already done, but for the show, we're gonna make it look like they were still rocking. I'm not saying it's what it is. I'm saying you can paint it how the picture with the paintbrush how you want to when you own the canvas and the brush and the ink. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Lee, I know you want to jump in here. We're talking about the whole. We just kind of jumping in here about the ex producer and the whole thing. Which give your opinion. I know you got something to say
That's
about it.
ghetto. That's ghetto. That's I like Jesus be offended. That couldn't be me.
Also, I want to say this.
I'll be on the episode of the first 48.
Not the first,
Also,
but
it's giving very much producer wanting to be on the show.
oh.
Very much. Very
because
much so.
because she even pointed out, she said, how did it even come out that even happened? Because you put it, I mean, you made sure it came out. Now you're a part of the show. So I do agree with that 100%. I do. You want your 15 minutes. It's the plus one attack again. Like on every other season we see, plus one want to be a part of the show and be the main character. So I don't know. Ooh Lord. Lee, that's all you got on this? That's literally
It's
all you got on
ghetto.
this.
No, that's get. I would have been on the episode of the first 48. But what?
Wow.
Not you. You've been around. Not. The callers coming from inside the house. You wanted to be with my man? Yeah. No. I would have been on the episode of the first 48. Get somebody
So
else
the,
to do it.
so Eric, I want you to expound on when you said that that's her ex, they're not married. So does it mean because of the fact they're not married that still it was wrong, or I'm trying to get where you coming from with that part?
My point about that is I think that was her boo, right? But I think it's different when you have a family and a child and whatever, for
Mm.
one. And for two, I think it depends on, like, you do have, there is a girl code to some extent.
Okay.
But is the person your friend? Is, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I think it kind of depends on the ex. Like, I guess maybe I have to go back and check to see, because I remember she talked about him and stuff, but it depends on how, there's certain exes of mine that my friends are like, that was my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might always go back to that person or whatever. And there's certain people, like, I don't remember if I hooked up with him. So,
Oh
like, you
wow.
can have him, girl. Like, so, like, it sort of depends on, was it that deep of a relationship where Sonny should have known this would cause that much pain, or was this just somebody, from whatever? So that's what I meant by that. Like, it kind of depends
Okay,
on
well, let's say this.
the
Whether
depth.
they were whether they were having problems or whatever, at the end of the day, she knew they were a couple relationship. They were together. So that was the automatic. I'm interested in him. We're interested in each other. We should have that conversation with her. We should let her know I'm her manager of her music. I work on a show that she's on. I think we should sit down and have the conversation that we're attracted to each other and we first start this thing. Instead of waiting until, it's about to get serious. Oops, before it comes out, we're gonna post tomorrow. Oops. I mean, come on. That's how she found out before she
Yeah, I can
posted it.
agree with that. I keep forgetting about the I will say this. Okay, so let me put a caveat, or let me backtrack a little bit, because I keep forgetting, because I don't think this was shown on the show until this episode. I will say it's totally different if they were actually starting to develop a management relationship. So if it's something where she was just her producer and they had a couple conversations, but if she was really trying to promote her and manage her career, which means your management is actually the person sculpting your career and telling you how to make moves, that right there would be absolutely insane. So I will say that. But if it
Okay.
was just like, you know what I'm saying? Because that, I agree with you on that. That's a way deeper relationship, and that's so deep into your money. Like, if I was trying to manage somebody and their husband came on to me or whatever, I'd be like, "You're not messing up my check." Like,
Right.
me and Wendy could.
Crumple on the
You go
bag.
where you going, Kevin. Okay.
Right. Well, look, I'm just
You know
saying the
what I'm
thing
saying?
about it.
You're not blowing my money. So yeah.
And then I feel like it was done strategically because for you to say the day before it was posted, hey, we need to have a talk. We're dating each other and it's serious. Like to me, that's very strategic. Like you planned it out that way. Then boop, I posted for everybody else, and now I'm on the show this season because this sounded like it was steps, like it was going on last season to here. I know how this goes for reality TV. You want to make sure that you made sure that you had a big storyline. Did is she's in the
I'm gonna
first
keep it one.
episode.
Exactly. I'll keep it 100. If they weren't married, I would say this was scripted by Carlos. I'm just going to be honest, to be honest.
And then for him to
But I
bring them,
guess
bring them,
it's
bring.
real.
Oh, come on, Lee. Come on, Lee. I hear
Seems
you.
so scripted. Come on,
Come
girl.
on,
It seems so
come on, Lee.
scripted. Come
You
on,
know what
girl.
I was getting ready to say, because
Go on,
and then
Lee.
he bring them on to the on the mic with Carlos or whatever whatever he calls it, chat with King or Carlos chat whatever it is. He brings Sunny and Destiny on the show
Yes,
on the little panel thingy with Melanie.
yes. I said, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
He is messy. That's just messy all around. Like, why would you? Why first and foremost? Why? I would have not condoned that. Like, fuck the drama and fuck the ratings. Like, you, at some point in time, you gotta at least have some kind of morality. Like, where is your morals, knowing that this man done did this, or however it went, this relationship then went sour, and then he ended up marrying old girl. Why? I would have been looking at him sideways, not bringing him on stage
Mm,
to a sold out event.
And also, and also, I don't
good
understand.
point.
This is why it's, to me, is, I guess it would also be messy, but to me, it's like, if Destiny isn't there, then what's the purpose? Are they going to be on the? Are they going to be like friends of the show
Wow.
now? Like what? Why are we
Wow.
doing
And
this?
who's actually
Come
gonna
on
fuck with
now.
them
Going
on the
Come
on?
on.
show if they
Come
get
on
on the
now.
show?
It
Because
doesn't.
that's going
Yeah,
well,
I
that's
mean,
they now have a storyline of, oh, I used to be the executive producer for the show, or whatever the case is. So they'll have a storyline. But who from the cast is actually gonna fuck
I'm
with them, knowing that you did, if you did that to her, what would you do to me?
We see the next episode. They're checking her about
true,
it.
but
She
we
got
see.
attitude. The cast members are checking her like, girl, I thought y'all was cool like that. Who said we were cool? You saw the preview. If you didn't,
Yeah.
at the end of it, she act like she playing like she
Exactly,
don't know her.
exactly.
She's being all different now. I'm like, oh, we're doing this. I can already see where it's going. The typical storyline. Now it's gonna be like, oh, I didn't know her. That was a lie. Everything she said was a lie. Da 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 da. So I don't know.
And I think how it's going to fall out is whoever is not friends with Destiny is going to film with this girl Sunny if they stay on the show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's why I was like, it's giving very much crafted, to be honest. And I'm not sure by who, because, and that's the thing too. Like, did she go
Okay.
after him? Did he go after her? I do want to see that, but the fact that Carlos brought them on the show, and now we're seeing, because to me it's like, why would she be meeting with Tisha or these other people? Do she even know these people outside? If she ain't still a producer, why would she even be meeting with them? So it
Mm,
is giving very much production driven. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they need to ask her anything? Really, the
okay.
only scene we would need to see would be between Moses and Destiny. That makes sense, right? Like, why would you, as someone I love, do me like this? But why would Sunny need to meet with these other women if she's no longer a producer on the show? She wasn't friends with them, right? Like, why? So to me, it's given very much produced. Like, it's very much like, okay, this is sort of like on Married to Medicine, when we gonna try to have Quad and Dr. G and his new wife. Like, that's what it's giving. So, we'll
Wow.
see. But because I'm kind of like, why are they on the show? Why are they at Melody's thing? Is Destiny there to confront them someplace in the back? Otherwise, why would we need to be here?
Mm.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's really crazy because if you're saying it's a storylines, whatever, people's lives, as you poetically put it, you said y'all haven't seen her. Destiny. Is that what you said? Can you expound on that too? You said we haven't
Yeah,
seen her.
because when she first came on, she was like friends with Martell, and then when she went to, like, we would see her and the baby, but then she was having problems with the husband, and then there was a whole thing, I forget which season it was, where she got divorced, but didn't nobody know, and she like pumped and told, and that's how she and Melody halfway felt like, wait, I'm your friend, and I didn't know you got a divorce, and so to me, I feel like over the seasons I haven't seen enough. She's been kind of halfway in, halfway out to me. Lee, if let me know your thoughts. But this is the most I'm like, oh, okay. She coming back with the fire. Like, okay, all right. Now we really see her business, I guess. But
Wow.
but that has been my feelings over the seasons. Lee, what are your thoughts about that?
Interesting.
Mm, yeah, I kind of agree with you, Erica, to an extent. Yeah, that sounds.
I mean, times in terms of because to me it's like you see each couple, but I don't really recall seeing, she would basically we
Well,
always hear her side of the story. We very rarely see the man. We just don't really know what's going on with her, except
Oh,
kind of
Melanie?
No,
How
just about
Yeah.
Destiny. Destiny. Well, for me,
Oh,
I'm gonna say,
Destiny.
me, Love Marriage
Destiny.
Huntsville has not been. Our relationship is complicated, so we go back
Not
and
as
forth as far.
complicated.
So we go back and forth as far as me watching it and not watching it. So it's what it is. I'm mostly know Destiny from social media. To be fair, so that kind of ties in and makes sense to me what you're saying as far as her not really being there on the show, and it's a social media
Mm-hmm.
driven. Because look at Love Marriage DC. If you want
Mm.
to be fair about it, it was driven by social media and drama and da da da. And then there was an old show. Can you imagine season if it does come back over the blogs, the interviews, all the things? To me, Love Marriage Huntsville is going the same direction because the next episode, some tell all interview. I'm like, are we going to see Tasha K? I'm just trying to figure out what's going to pop up in this
Not
episode.
Tasha K.
I'm just saying because
She
Now,
I think go ahead, Erica.
what I want to say is I will commend them in that I remember because I don't really follow everybody on the show on social media and stuff, but some of it has so much heat and people were talking about it so much over time that like I'm glad they're sort of addressing it somewhere in the show. Because I do remember when he was getting arrested, because I think Maud and I we did a panel on it or we talked about it on a panel. So I do remember when these things dropped. So I appreciate that obviously they filmed the show. They were filming during that time. So at least it doesn't seem like it was 3 years ago. So that part at least I'm like,
Right.
oh, okay, I remember this happened last year. I don't think I knew about the Kiki stuff or whatever with Kiki, but so I give them that where the show doesn't seem like it was so long ago that I don't care anymore. So that part I actually was like, okay, this was like some months ago. I remember. So that part, it is interesting kind of to see the dynamics of that and to see what the people were actually doing. So that part, I think they're doing what they can in terms of trying to tie in
Right.
all the social media leaks and stuff with what's going on in the
They
episodes. So
still
they're
are
doing what
missing the
they can,
bloggers.
and I
They're
feel
still
like
missing the bloggers. You know how I feel about that. They're still missing the bloggers own, and they need to get with that because the bloggers make a lot of these freaking shows. The controversy, the tea, the drops, whatever. Because even you hear Stormy talking about it. She said the blogs got man dropped the leaks, whatever, whatever. They need to put names to that. Anyway, I want to also bring up and you probably know more about this, Erica, because like I said, our relationship complicated me watching the show. Martell put this post out where it pissed off Carlos King, where he said that they were actors. So did you see this at the time when this came out?
I did see this at the time, and then also, I remember Maud and I did a recap because he did an interview on. Speaking of it, he did do an interview with Tasha K too, and so I was kind of surprised that he was back on the show because I was like, I know he's fired after that, but apparently Carlos is like, I'm not gonna let arguments get between me and my paper, so he's back.
Period. That's what I'm telling you. I
But
think
I
Tasha
do
K gonna be on
remember
the show.
that, and then
I'm telling you, she's gonna be on the show
well,
because
maybe
no, because I'm gonna say this. You know how for the longest I've said that OWN need to incorporate bloggers into their show. I've said this for years and years. Now, with that being said, it would not surprise me if they finally added somebody in, and the first one they will add will be Tasha K. Because I see on one of the episodes coming up says
yeah,
tell our
because
interview. Go ahead.
Mm.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
because Martell did do an interview with Tasha K, and I
There it
remember,
is.
Maud and I, we reviewed it, and it was like, sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut because he definitely, I won't say he looked narcissistic, but he definitely looked worse after the interview. It was not good. He definitely looked a
I'm
little
telling you.
cray, like, okay, now you making excuses. You need to just, maybe you need people, you need management or something because somebody needs to
Now you need
advise you, and
PR.
this was not good. So
Right.
thank you. PR, management. He needs his own Olivia Pope. I don't know what you need, but you need someone to tell you to to step away from the social media. So so it'll be interesting how they incorporate that. But yeah, I was surprised that he put that on there that we're actors and stuff. And then Carlos still brought him back. So I found that interesting.
Okay, so my order just came outside. My food, let me get my order and bring it in. But I want to lead it to because she didn't have a chance to talk about this. Lee, how do you feel about Carlos King after watching this episode? Give me 2 seconds.
He messy. I'm gonna always say it. He yeah, he just messy, and he just he was on a new level of messiness. Um, when he brought out Destiny and that man, that's top tier. That's
Or
top tier messy.
yeah. Or yeah. But how do you feel? I guess her question also goes to, because we discussed this as well. How do you feel about him in terms of producer, podcaster, YouTuber, like
Pick a
all of
lane.
the things?
You pick a lane and stay in it. Like everybody, not everybody can be Beyonce. So you need to just
Oh,
you want to be an executive producer. You just stay in the executive producer lane. Don't being a podcaster and this. Stay pick one lane and stay in it.
wow. One expect. Look, me and Erica was on a whole different thing. We talked about this. She came through here. So I want to also talk about the millimeters and the raindrops. So to me, people say that millimeters like mean or whatever. They
They
kind of
are. You heard him
they
in the audience.
well, they kind of remind me of some a
Wait,
fan.
who are the range?
The raindrops I think is Carlos
I'm
King,
sorry, go back
but
to me. It's the Melanie.
no, the millimeters, which is
Oh, you
male
said the
people.
range. What did they call? Right,
Raindrops, I think
right.
raindrops are Carlos King's people, but to me, the millimeters kind of
Okay, thank you.
remind me of the people that I call the chicken grease people. They're part of a certain podcast. I'm sorry, bloggers. Their chats. I won't say their names. I don't want to talk about them, but they remind me of those people. I call them. They have
Mm.
chicken grease and smell like it all the time. So I mean, they just rude and nasty people in the chat. That just don't have nothing good to say. I don't know about the millimeter, but I heard they said they're really, really mean people. I think Stormy was going in on them. So tell me more about that, Erica. You might know because you and Ma talk about them a lot. And I know Lee said something too. So y'all tell me what's the big deal with them?
They said, well, according
Okay,
to what's the name
go
on the
first.
show, she said that they was mean. It's like them people that be in that Facebook group, that Ready to
Mm.
Love Facebook group. They just be in there just acting all kind of. They be acting ashy, and I don't like that. That's how they acted. That's how the mellow miters, whatever they called, in the clouds and the sunshine and the
Not
rain
the
and stuff.
meat. Oh my god. Not oh
um
my god, I almost died. I was drinking this. Not the meat.
uh,
Millimeters.
whatever they names is, I don't know, but
Oh Jesus, help me.
it's like yeah, they just mean for no reason, because you wouldn't say that to somebody's face. Meanwhile, your light bill 2 months past due, but you want to be up here on these people's internet acting a clown. I don't like it. I
So
don't like it.
welcome Thea. What's going Baltimore in the building? Carlos is so obsessed with Bravo. It's odd. I would be hyping up my shows. Mm. Erica, do you agree?
Which one?
No,
Okay,
what
about
Thea said.
Carlos?
No,
Yeah.
what Thea just said with
Okay.
Carlos.
Yeah, no, I agree with that part. I think he is. I don't know much about how he left. Was he fired? Because he acts like he was fired. And so I think he is sort of, with how he moves with his interviews and stuff. Yeah. Because he's quick to get the Married to Medicine people. He's quick to get the Real Housewives of Atlanta people. I mean, he. I guess he's quick to go to things that I guess he was halfway affiliated with, or the black portion of things on Bravo. Because I haven't seen too many of the other people, but so I do think he's obsessed with it. I think he kind of sees Andy as his competition or whatever, but
Mhm.
Andy's on the way out. So Carlos, focus on yourself. In terms of that. So I do somewhat agree with that actually.
Mm.
Thea, I am about to DM you because I have an idea that I want us to work on. And I think you're gonna like the idea very, very well. But yeah, she is doing the casting, but I have an idea with that
They
I
just
think
said
you're gonna like.
something.
Wait, what'd you say? Anyway, the thing about it with Martell, I want to say something about the whole thing that when Martell said that they were actors, right? It is an insult to the rest of the cast. And I think that reality TV, and I said it before, it is real, but I think somewhat scripted. When I mean by scripted, I mean that not necessarily paper writing down saying you go left, right, you say I mean that you have producers probably saying things to you that you don't know that will probably change the narrative, essentially makes it become scripted because when you went in there, you probably had attention to this, that, or whatever. But with them changing it, they're changed it to where they want it to be. So you kind of can kind of that. So the whole thing you calling people saying that you're being actors, I don't know. Sometimes when people are looking bad on TV, especially black men, the first thing they'll say is, "Oh, it's everybody's fault. Oh, it's not fair, or we're just acting." And sometimes it is what it is. You know.
Well, to an extent, okay, so I would once again hold on because we're talking about Martell and him telling
Hey, hold on now. Come on, super chat. Oh, it's coming through. Oh, it's coming through. Period. Go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mama.
how Martell, I vaguely remember seeing it on Instagram, how he told Carlos King told him to buy the flowers, but then Carlos got on that super panel and said that he didn't tell him to buy the flowers. So who told him to bring the flowers? Because if we are at odds and we arguing back and forth, why the fuck am I gonna bring you some flowers?
Right. I agree.
Right.
However, I would say this. We all have been watching reality TV, real world or whatever. It's the long, long time. Okay. So we all know it's scripted to some extent. Maybe it's not a written script, maybe it's an outline. Whoever comes up with the outline, we've made we talk about production every show, every season. The producers did me wrong. Like we know this, right? So what Carlos said in maybe when he was out there with Melody, don't mess with my bag. That was the mistake. Was it a lie? No. They are somewhat doing some acting. It's some reality, it's some acting. But if
Hmm.
you want to continue to be employed, you need to keep your mouth shut and read your lines. That much I do know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now you messing with everybody's money saying that it's not real. And that's the part where it's like, okay,
Okay,
you can
I can
just
understand that,
not
but
participate
y'all.
and not come back.
Well, yeah. Look, hold on. Thea throwing the coins in the chat. I gotta say, read what she put up here. She threw another super chat in the chat. First of all, shout out to Thea once again with the another super chat. Period. My thing ain't playing right. Wow, Lord have mercy. Whatever gonna be. Okay. Register your idea or concept with the Writers Guild. It takes $30 or 20 minutes. They protect it. She's always trying to keep our ideas and dreams safe. Her ideas and everything she says is real talk. So y'all please listen to what she's saying. I'm so sorry, ladies. Go ahead and continue. I'm sorry. We all was
Um,
talking
well, to an yes, I mean he ain't lying. To an extent, they are acting. Y'all get dressed up for confessionals and reunions
about.
and
Okay.
to film.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody. Where the film crew when y'all wake up, y'all fresh out the bed and y'all ain't brushed y'all teeth yet. The film crew ain't there then.
Mm, interesting. I mean,
He didn't lie, so you can't get mad
And we
because he told the truth, Mr. Sheba
right.
Sheree.
And we all know that they're
I'm
exactly.
sorry.
They're all
I'm sorry.
okay. All right. It's Mr. She by Shein, but okay, you're right.
Yeah. Y'all need to leave. Oh, Lord have mercy. Come on, right now. We're trying to get possible with shit. Y'all, it's so much going on. With this.
Mr. Sheba Sheree. So leave Mr. Sheba Sheree. He wasn't lying. Y'all, we ain't seen Melanie without no makeup yet
Oh,
on this TV show.
So yeah, I mean,
so
yeah.
then,
So,
so what's
but
the
I
real
do
that
feel
he's
like
what's the real he's talking about?
walk
I'm sorry,
away
Erica.
if you
What's the
if
real?
you
Hold on, Erica. So
not
what's the real that he's talking about that he wants to be seen? Do you know what he mean by that, Erica or Lee? What's the real that we're not seeing that he's speaking of? Because he said, "Show me the real, don't show
IDK.
me it all." Not IDK.
I mean, I think what
Shit,
he's
girl.
saying is from what I recall on the reunion,
Mm-hmm.
they made it seem like he was trying to be nice and I'm going to bring these flowers or whatever, when probably he went in like, I can't stand that B, right? Or, what I'm saying?
Oh
Because you know
wow.
how it is. You want the reunion. I don't really remember, but I'm thinking that's what he was referring to, because he wasn't going to bring those flowers, obviously. Like, you could see how he is. He wouldn't have brought her flowers. That clearly was not his. Like, we
It
Look,
was
said that wasn't
it
his
was
idea. It
not
was,
somebody's it
oh,
was
okay.
somebody's idea.
So,
But it wasn't his though. He wasn't bringing them flowers.
not
Somebody
not
told
not
him to
not
bring
not not throwing flower like on never ever met. I'm sorry.
at
What
the
you do?
bottom of the feet. Listen,
right, exactly, 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 exactly.
somebody
That's how he
somebody
would have done it if he had that choice. Right.
somebody told him to bring the flowers, whether or not it was
Oh,
Carlos, or whether or
oh
not it was
God.
Carlos or not. Somebody told him to bring. Somebody told him to bring them flowers. So maybe he just tagged the wrong executive producer, or he just tagged Carlos because he's the most well known. But somebody told him to bring the flowers. Who? I don't know.
Okay, so these days I can't speak for Carlos shows, but most of the shows I work on will plan events not to have them discuss issues prior to filming and save it for camera. Mm,
Damn it! I lost my ring.
And I
See?
will also piggyback on what
okay.
Thea is saying as well. And I've
Okay.
also seen other shows where people have said, because I haven't been on reality TV, but people have said they've sort of reenacted a conversation that they already had, right?
Mm,
So it's like, okay, maybe they did have this blow up, but we didn't catch it. So now they kind of set it up so we can catch it. So I think these are some things. And I mean, we all kind of have an idea. And if you're in LA and stuff, you have an idea where, like, what they're looking for out of this confrontation. You know what I'm saying? Or
okay.
they tell you, well, ask the person this or ask them that. So I'm not saying that it's like, okay, these are your lines, but I think enough reality people by now have come out and said, okay, we're pushing this when really this is what happened. Or like, definitely, like, I watch a lot of Love After Lockup. There's certain shows, 90 Day Fiance,
Mhm.
where we've seen it enough to know, like, okay, this might not really be real, but they want this couple on the show, so they're stretching this drama out, or they're making this person really more mad about something small than they really were. So that
Right.
does happen. Is
Yes.
it all the way to say we're acting? No, but it's on the
Okay.
cusp. So I
Okay.
don't think Martell was lying, but I think he was at that point, kind of like when he did that interview with Tasha K. He was sort of, I think, after this arrest and stuff, I think he started to, I would say he was spiraling at that point. So he was just kind of like, what I'm
And
saying? For him to even come
Martell is
out
pissed off,
publicly or
in
not.
my opinion. He's pissed off, and he is, we're seeing it. I'm pretty sure he's not done. He's irritated the way he looks. Even he made a point of saying to his mother, "I'm a good dad." And she was like, "Yeah, you're a good dad." And he probably actually is a good dad. You know what I'm saying to me, but. For him, he's looking like the bad guy. And now with DV being attached to a man's name, I don't think people understand being in the public eye and for a black man to look crazy. This has been going on for over freaking forever, for a lot of years, and it's still a nasty look. So then when you add, DV to it, that's just an ugly situation. And then he looks at it and he might minimize it and saying, yeah, so for text messages, the text messages might have been pretty bad. These days in this type of climate that we're in, a text message can get you locked up, what I'm saying, depending on what you're saying. Because you're protected. A lot of people are protected, a lot of different classes are so you have to move a certain way. But I don't know. To me, just at the end of the day, I still feel like that you want to try to protect black men some kind of way if it could be resolved without this. Was it that bad? You know what I'm saying? I'm just want to put that out there. Y'all give y'all taking opinions on that. Lee or Erica, doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm kind of in the middle of it, because I think
Okay.
to some extent, um, while it is a bad look, especially to me, I do think at that point in time, or maybe earlier, well, because I think when he sent the text versus when he was actually arrested, the time frames and stuff, but they've been going through a lot. There were times where was he getting her number? There were things, and I hopefully Goody will be on here next week because she's really
Right.
um she's really up to speed on the depth, and she really likes melody, so she knows a little bit more, or she can recall a little bit more than me. But to me, if she definitely really felt fear, then it's fair. Whether it's like he was really going to do something or not do something, because you don't know. And this is how people end up in the news every day. So
True
to me, I
statement. True
feel like,
statement.
okay, if you if you really feel the fear and it's genuine, then yeah, you do what you got to do to protect yourself. So if that means the person, and I did like the fact that they clarified that, the timing of it, because I wasn't unclear if this is when you gave them the information, why he wasn't arrested till months later. So they did clarify that that's how the sheriff or the magistrate decided to do it. So I was like, okay. So it wasn't really on her saying like, okay, he did
Right.
something now.
Same. I love
I'm gonna
that
go
too.
back and get him for some text message he sent
Right.
months ago. Because to me, I
Exactly.
think on Instagram and stuff, that's how it appeared. And I don't follow enough of everybody to really have done the research on it. So I like that they clarified that, because I didn't really get that either. Like, okay, if you was scared in August, get him arrested in August. So I appreciate them actually clarifying that. And so I don't know, I have to see. Like, to some extent, I feel like I said in the beginning, they both need someone in their lives to really sit them down and do interventions on both sides, to be like, y'all both doing too much, and it's a lot on TV, really. But if it's really just nothing and she wasn't really fearful, then why put him in jail? I wouldn't put him in jail out of spite. But if you really are in fear, and the way she's moving with the security and stuff, she seems to really be fearful. So if that's the case, then whether, because you don't really know what somebody's going to do.
Yeah, let's take it to this other situation here. We'll say, and I got a little time, and we're gonna be completely transparent and honest. We know that there are stories out there, real life stories, where a woman was, oh, we got into a few arguments. We're not together anymore. He moved on. He has his own life. She has her own life. And then you hear these stories about something terrible where someone was unalived and all these different situations. And you're like, wait a minute, what? And then you hear background story, and it sounds so simple as it leads up to that final situation. And a lot of the time, people always said, I wish they would have listened to me when I said, call the police or get security or whatever, whatever. You hear these stories a lot. So, with that being said, we can say these things. I mean, not saying you or me, I'm just saying collectively, everybody can say these things, but we're not in her position as far as her fear and the level of that, plus the fact that her children. But I feel, and I'm just going to say this, if there was some fear for her children would not be allowed to be with him. So at the same time, I say these things because a lot of time in these stories where these women have lost their, whatever, the kids were still able to see their dad and everything too. So that's why I painted that picture that way, that I would never want a woman to feel like that she was in danger and she didn't try everything she could to prevent something tragic to happen. But there are just so many layers to this story, that and so many questions. If you understand my drift, what are your thoughts there?
For me, I totally agree with you. Um, I think that, oh, well, a couple things. One is the custody battle between these two is like so extensive. So, I mean, you know, I don't know if I don't think she really, if she had the choice, they probably wouldn't be with him, to be honest.
Okay.
So, the custody thing between the two of them has just, it's been going back and forth like so much. But, but again, that's the thing too. Like you said, there's certain situations where, because the person wants the parent in the lives, or because of whatever with the kids and stuff, sometimes the women have not taken their own safety into account. So, to that extent, um, to me, it's hard, I would say, if she really, I have to just go with what she's put out there. If she really is fearful, and sometimes he does seem like, he doesn't come off as someone who would do DV. but
Right.
he does have his unhinged moments.
Right.
So it's like, okay, like, so it's like and it's nobody like, and his mom is so team Martell, and that's the person we see the most, I think.
Yeah. Hmm.
So there's nobody really in his life setting him down and be like,
Telling them
he really listen to that, be like, dude,
the
you
tough
you
love.
know you
The tough
wrong,
love.
pull back,
Right.
pull back,
Because
right. You
because
don't have to
we
talk those
need that
words
person in
anyway.
our life. We need that person in our life that's going to be, my mom is that person for me. It's like, if she really thinks that I am, out of pocket, whether it be online, and I've had my moments, okay, and in person, whatever, she'll pull me to the side. I need to talk to you. We're gonna have this conversation. You gonna listen, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We all have that. you know, and that person would be a best friend, a cousin, I don't care who it is. Now, his mother, as a mom, and I have two sons, and it's a relationship between a mother and a son, that is just a, I don't know, a different thing. But at the same time, if I felt like my son was out of pocket, especially when it came to like his, his wife or his, children or anything like that, it would be no hesitation for me to say, boy, get out of here. You, I didn't raise you to be, that kind of thing, whatever you were going to that situation. So I don't know if they have those conversations. I'm not going to sit here and discount her and say that they don't. I wish they would have those more on camera because of what I've seen online in the comments. Again, I haven't been watching the show. When people say she doesn't have those that often with Martell's or more Martell, she may be coming from a place of I am his mother and he's being attacked from all sides, from the chat, whatever. His wife is coming for him. So I gotta protect him. You heard what she said. One of the statements she made was, "Well, as soon as they saw DV, I had to hurry up and clarify. I could see her. People in the church, coming for her son. She's like, let me go and tell you what's going on." Because people's image and how people see them is very, very important. And she's gonna protect her child, her cub. And she may say those things, like I said, off camera. But again, I wish she would have those hard conversations, as we say, on camera so people see, okay, yes, mama does tell him what it is, but she also is going to protect him at the same time because everybody is coming for him. Okay. And DV is such a heavy, I'm just saying, DV is such a heavy ass word to lay on someone. Is all I'm saying. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. And I think to keep it 100,
Okay.
from what I recall, I think his brother is like in prison.
Mm,
So I do feel like he's the golden child in the family, right?
mhm,
And he's the
mm,
one who's made it and pulled up and just, and made it. So to me, I do think that um just given the dynamics of their family relationship, she
okay.
might not be the one for that.
No,
Okay.
because she's an enabler.
That might not be
Come on,
her.
Lee. I've been waiting for you to come up to mama. Come on, Lee.
Yes, sorry, I was washing my face.
Go
She's
ahead.
an enabler. She's an enabler. I said it at the
Hmm.
beginning. She enables her son, and I understand we have this stigmatism of we got to protect all black men from the law and this is then the other. No, you need to look, son, you fucking up, and she need to say, and yeah, she do need to say it on camera so that we can see it, because
Right.
and then perhaps the chats and the blogs can even further hold him accountable. But she's an enabler.
Hmm.
She enables her son, as some moms do. They
Hmm.
enable their sons,
Interesting.
as if he can't do no wrong, and he probably is a good dad. But you don't have to say you a good dad in order to be a good dad.
Uh oh.
And
Well,
and not
okay.
just that though, I think that part of it has to be balanced with, I mean, after some certain amount of time, you've done your penance. But to be honest, if you're a good dad, that does encompass how you treat the mother of your children. Period.
Exactly.
In my
But now,
point
now, don't get
perspective.
me
So,
wrong.
like, you can never go ahead. Sorry.
Don't get me wrong. Melanie, she not innocent in this whole back and forth custody battle. or whatever. And I do feel like having the security guards standing around the house was a little extra. Um,
Also known as acting. No, I'm just joking.
Also known as acting, yeah, like because if you have a 24/7, um, if you have a 24/7 security, that's something that don't need to be filmed. That's something that you could have said in a confessional. Hey, I had to hire extra security, or we put up some more. We put up a couple more security cameras, and this, that, and the other. And it's I feel like that was too much. That was just too much for me. Also known as acting.
Yeah, I agree.
I
I
can't.
agree. It was like, because at first I was like, are they doing cameras? Like, I was like, what are they doing? I was like, oh wait, she just filmed the scene of them standing in front and behind the house, girl.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's given very much so Rush Hour when they was going to the console. Like,
Oh my God. Mhm.
you know that's one of my favorite movies. I
Yes.
always reference Rush Hour, but I just didn't. I felt like that was unnecessary for you you could have easily, first and foremost, if he was that as crazy as you portraying him, he can easily, something can happen to the security guards. So now you got their face all over the goddamn TV for a fucking scene.
Mm, real talk. Real talk. Like to me, that whole scene was very confusing to me because I was like, "This is part of the show." Because mind you, like I said, with that relationship is so complicated. I haven't seen you in a minute. So my first time seeing you, I'm looking at we got the security guard sitting up there talking about people gonna be. And again, Lee, what we were saying, I know you might have been washing your face. Women have been in situations where DV was involved and they didn't do things, and everybody was like, well, I didn't think that guy would do that. He didn't look
Yeah.
that way. He was a good dad, and something bad happened to the mom, whatever. So with that, I want to make sure people are protected, feel safe. I want to make sure that we promote this here. I know we all feel the same way, that we want people to feel safe, especially women. We don't want
Mhm.
anybody to not feel safe. So I just want to
Mhm.
make sure we say that unfortunately, we've had stories where it sounded like this and it ended badly. So
Very
that's
much
why
so true.
I'd be on the fence with that, because our first story where it was like, well, the guy was a good guy, no one thought anything. They had a few arguments, he blew up a few times, and then you hear she gone and da 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 da. So that's
Hmm.
that's why that's my issue with it. Now filming everything like y'all saying, y'all when y'all painted it that way, I was like, wow, it did look like that, like it was a scene. But then, like I
Yeah.
said, I want to make sure they were promoting this as well, that we want women to feel safe if they feel like they're in danger. But then again,
Yeah.
I said, but the children are going to be with him. They've been with him. If there's a danger, what mother would allow their child to go with their dad? So I just
So
want go ahead.
it's more so like the custody thing. And I was thinking about this, but I was in the process of washing my face. The I felt like and I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm not enabling Martell by any means, but I felt like she submitted those text messages to the law in order to have it documented.
Mhm.
And when they go back to court for custody, when they go back to court for custody battles or whatever, she can say, "Well, he said this to me." A year and a half ago or 2 years ago, because at this point in time we're 2 years in, 2 years post this, so he shouldn't have he don't need to be around my kids because this is how he talked to me. I feel like that's why she did it.
Okay. I'm gonna say this,
Because
and
she already said that she don't want him around the kids.
but I'm gonna say this part. So and me and Erica both brought this up as well, that we said that I didn't, because I know they're blaming her for all of it, that the cops, that's the way they move, the officers or whoever, the detectives, whoever was involved with the case, that they waited so long to do it. She didn't do a timing where she was like today, tomorrow. She gave them the information, and then it was up to the officers of the law to decide what they wanted to do with it. It was their choice to wait until he broke the law or do something off or
Well,
coming to their,
so here's the
you
thing.
know, and that was crazy too. Could be people are blaming her for that part. That's why I'm saying
So
that. But
here,
go
but
ahead.
here's the thing. If it was as serious as as it's claimed to be, and they felt that he was being a menace to society, or he was in dangerous, a dangerous armed, or whatever the case is, they would have picked his ass up then. He didn't know that he had a warrant out for his arrest until he went to the registrar's office or whatever, and they ran his ID, and they figured that's when he figured it out. Imagine if this man was at the airport getting ready to board an international
Mm,
flight, and fucking customs come and snatch his ass up for having a warrant out for his arrest, and he didn't know it.
wow.
So that's why I feel like it was Melly playing a game of chess, not checkers, where she's like, checkmate, it's a warrant out for your arrest. And then what in another scenario, if he had the kids in the car, he,
That's the part.
did a
That
California
part.
stop, and the police officer pulled, they arrest him, or even something worse, because we already know how the police roll with black people. So if something else could have happened,
Mm,
you're not thinking about that. You just thinking, checkmate, bitch, I got you now,
wow.
and not thinking of all of the other scenarios that could happen involving y'all's kids.
Mm, mm. Ooh, that's the scary stuff right there. Erica, you there? Because that's the stuff that I
I'm here. I'm
don't
here.
understand. I mean, how do you think that's? But she, man, Erica just, I mean, both of y'all been just talking about some good stuff. Like to me, that what you just said is the scary part is them babies. Go ahead, Erica. What are your thoughts about what we were saying? We said a lot.
So, and I kind of go back to what I said originally. Like, I haven't seen enough to know
Mm,
where her true motivation is, right? So to
mm,
me, I agree with Lee in that that custody battle seemed to on both sides to get really dirty. So, but on the other side, I have seen some unhinged behavior from Martell too. So,
okay.
to me, if she genuinely had fear,
Mm-hmm.
then even if what I'm saying, because to me, she point blank didn't really want him with her kids. So outside of kidnapping her kids and going underground, she has done what she can to get him limited, you know, to limit the visitation. Not saying that
Okay.
she really thought he's any. I haven't heard her say she thought he was a threat to the children,
Mm-hmm.
but but so that's my thing. I don't know if her motivation was necessarily I want you I'm gonna do this so I can limit your contact with the children. So that's why I'm doing this, or if she really felt fear. Because he did have some moments where I'm like, dude, why are you so mad? And you don't had a whole baby and dated other people, and you still here talking about she cheated on you how many years ago? Like, and you like hot about it. So I can see like even that clip from last season or whatever. So I can see where it's like she might be like, okay, he a little I know we got to film together, but he a little crazy. So to me, I don't think her fear is necessarily ungrounded, right? But I feel kind of like I said in the beginning, I personally feel like if she gonna call him a narcissist, she got to put a mirror up to herself because they both
Hello,
have these
Todd. This is Kettle
tendencies where
calling.
it's like,
Wow.
thank you, y'all both slightly obsessed here. So so I will just go with she filed it. All I can say is he has acted unhinged. So I'm going to give her the grace of saying maybe she was genuinely in fear just
Mm-hmm.
because I can't really call it because they both have these, I'll say, narcissistic tendencies.
Okay.
Because I can't
Okay.
diagnose somebody,
Okay. Right. Right. Of course
but
not.
y'all
Of
both
course
a
not.
little self-obsessed. You're both a little self-obsessed, right? So to
Hmm.
some extent, both their egos are so big where they're like, this person still want me. This person is stalking me. Da, 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 da. And I can't, is it real or is it scripted? I don't know. So I'm going to say, so I kind of go back to what we said to give all DV victims the benefit of the doubt or
Yes,
whatever
of
until
course.
proven otherwise. I'll go with, even though your kids might have been uncomfortable or whatever, um, if you really felt fear, you need to have him at least arrested, right? So I'll give her that. But hopefully, I would hope and pray that she wouldn't just do it out of pettiness, because that is going to traumatize your children, honestly. So
And when your kids are old enough to decipher
Mhm.
what y'all's relationship actually was, are they gonna look at you as a bad mom from trying to keep them away from their dad?
So I think I might have found. I was trying to find a text message that actually was the big. I don't want to say it like that. Like, is this the right one? Okay, so this was, I guess, allegedly the text message, right? Melody, please leave me alone. You moved on. I moved on. Stop attempting to destroy me. We have 4 beautiful children together. Stop going live and doing interviews. If you don't want to speak positive about the father of your 4 children, I have not spoken negatively about you lately, even when asked about you. Melody, stop lying about court and custody. Even the little child is Martell forgot to make the kids lunch. I told my kids they were eating at school, in which lots of kids do. So this is this the text message that I'm
The
not being
sh-
like this is the text message that was, why
yeah, that,
everything. Yeah, I'm just
uh-huh.
trying to figure out.
Uh-huh. Is that Erica talking?
I don't know. I hear something in the background too.
Um, if
I'm
that's
not
the
talking, but let's.
maybe it was a TV. I'm not too sure. Well, it's not my TV. But anyways, if that's the text message, if I was a judge, I'd be like, get out of my courtroom. You wasted my time and taxpayer dollars for a text for there's nothing threatening in that text message. Just he asked her to leave her alone, leave him alone. And if you want to throw shade about me forget not making the kids lunch, and I told them that they can eat lunch at school, what the hell did they have lunch for at school?
Oh my god.
I'm not I'm
For
just
me, I would need to see more.
but if
No, I
that's
know
the
what you're
text
saying. Okay, I'm
message,
just talking about what I was saying, but go ahead, continue. Go ahead with
if
y'all
that's the
saying.
text message
No,
that
no,
you
no.
took
I
down
agree.
to the
I'm just
police
saying.
office, you got in your car and drove down to the police station to drop this text message off. Make and this is the text message. I didn't seen worse text messages. When you get home, I'm a da 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 this that and the
Hmm.
other in a text message, and you drop this off at the police station, and they. I mean, yes, I'm gonna need more context or what the
Yeah,
message.
of course. Right.
What message
There's
was
there's
said
also a
before.
picture. A picture was also sent as well, and he said I shouldn't have sent that, which I have not seen. I don't know what this picture actually is, and I'm curious to know, was that the catalyst that made it go where it went. Sometimes someone can send you something that have no words, and all of a sudden you see a picture of something that triggers something. It's a whole rap, an image of something that could trigger something. We
Also,
we all know
too,
that.
I right, no, but also too, and I do remember saying this when I did the panel with Mod. It's not just you can go. There's some people who file complaints at the police office all the time
Hmm.
that don't result in a warrant for your arrest, right? So
Gotcha.
to me, I need to see the warrant. I need to see what the police saw that
I'm
said
looking,
you're going to arrest
Lee.
this person.
I need you
And
on
but
that.
also like Lee said though, it wasn't to the extent where we need to arrest him immediately. We're not
That's
out
why
there
he get
looking for
arrested
him.
immediately.
So
I
right.
need that
So
arrest.
to me, it's just like when you don't pay child support. A lot of times they'll put out a warrant for you. They'll
Mhm.
suspend your license. They'll do all these different things, but they
Come
not
on
out
now.
there hunting you until you get pulled over, and now you going in. So there's different levels to the whole DV and the arrest issues. So to me, I need to see not only the text messages, I need to see the report or the warrant from the police that said, okay, based on all of these things, because maybe it wasn't just that one text message. Maybe she also said
Mm-hmm.
Right.
he's been calling
Right.
me 20 times a day, and she showed call
Mm-hmm.
records. There could be
Hmm.
other things that the magistrate or the court had to look out to say, okay, this ain't just about lunch.
Right.
Right. So that's why, and they both are so uh I'm not gonna say narcissistic, but they're both so
Uh-oh.
self-obsessed
Hmm.
that that's how they present their arguments. Like, oh my gosh, I sent her some text messages and now she wants me to go to jail. And that's exactly what Martell would say. And then on the other side, Melody be like, look, he showed up at the same restaurant when I was on a date, and he's in the next booth looking at us. Like, he was doing crazy stuff too.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So I don't think a magistrate, because there are plenty of times when we're talking down this DV thing, there's plenty of times where the judge let people out who threatened to kill you, and
Oh
then it
Lord.
went the wrong
Be
way.
careful, be careful, be careful, be careful.
Judges, judges, or whatever, courts have made errors, of course, but they
Yes.
have to base it on the information, and they have to kind of say, okay, based on this is what we think.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to see that document. So Martell sending something saying this is why. Yeah, I need a little bit more than that to be persuaded on either side for
Right.
me.
Gotcha. I agree with that. It's a lot more context that we need to know as far as like because all everything I look at with the same thing. The DV is coming up attached to his name now. That's why I'm saying this. People might say, "Oh, you're picking a side." I'm not. You're literally attaching this man's name to DV, where it's literally coming up as I'm searching on the other tabs I'm looking at. That's literally what his name's attached to, and so
That's
it mean,
great.
and you may not really care about that. And I'm looking at it as a bigger picture, as I always do, and I break things down as I always do. That every time I type his name in arrest, the DV name's attached to it. Because of this show, it made it bigger. Now,
Oh
mind you,
yeah.
it may be, of course, attached to it because the records or his name, whatever. But with the episode coming out just Saturday, like that's literally all his name's gonna be attached to now is the arrest and the DV and everything else in between. So
Open scene. What
Can you imagine that? Go ahead, Lee.
the opening scene of this of the new season is this man's mugshot. The opening scene. They knew what they was doing.
Mhm. Yeah.
I agree, but also another reason why I think there's more is because I do recall, and I guess this will probably happen later in the season. There
Okay.
was a point, I don't remember if it was the DV case or the custody case, but there was a point where I think he had court ordered like psychotherapy or something, because Maud and I talked about that too. So there
That's
was some stuff
crazy.
going on with
Wow.
him for real that people really were looking at. Now, I'm not, maybe it's just like, okay, you have to, maybe honestly, maybe it was because of these charges, the court was like, okay, we'll get him evaluated before with the custody or whatever. I don't remember the exact, I have to go back and look because it was some months ago.
Okay.
But so there are a lot of different things at play with him. So, but I agree with you in that we still need a little bit more to be fleshed out than, because I don't think that the courts would have done all of this necessarily off of just a text message. So we need to see the true context of it. And honestly, but then on the flip side, I would have thought that would have been enough to cut his episodes from the show, right? But it's not. I don't know if he's gonna
Because
make it
that's
to
the
the end of the
coin.
season. Riding strong now.
That coin. These two literally. If let's be clear, I don't know which one of you guys said it, that they're carrying the show on their shoulders. Let's be honest. You always have to have your villains on the show and the one you are rooting for on every type of movie or TV show is a part of the concept. It's a have to, because everybody in the world's going to either root for somebody that's either hated on or they're loved, and that's just it is what it is. If they weren't there, would they watch the show?
Hello?
You couldn't hear me?
You cut you cut in and out.
Oh my god, really? What the hell's going on?
Like it just went blank.
Okay, what last thing you heard me say?
They was
I
carrying it on
heard you
the
say that they're carrying the show. Will we watch it?
Yeah, that was it.
You're
That was
right.
it. That was I stopped after I said would they watch it. That was it.
Oh, okay, then never mind. That was human error.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Would people watch the show if those two weren't on the show?
Probably not, because I listen. I'm already, as I said when we when we did when we was reviewing the reunion, the Huntsville reunion, that I am what's the girl's name who do the little Canvas Beauty and the little body butter?
Stormy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Listen, I'm a Canvas Beauty buyer. Body butter, that body butter glaze got me in a chokehold right now. So
I need to buy me some.
it's oh my good. Get the strawberry pound cake one. It's the business. All right. You want to get hemmed up. Get you some strawberry glaze, strawberry shortcake glaze, body glaze. That'll get you there. Anyways, this was
Give
not a
me some
paid.
today.
This is not a paid promotion, by the way. Um, there's only so much canvas beauty that you can sell on and talk about on this show. They don't have enough drama. All the other couples don't have enough drama, and the Black Expo that they've been trying to have for like 3-4 seasons, they finally got that off the ground. There wasn't enough drama surrounding that, and it's not enough drama. So the drama that is brought is from Millie and Mr. Sheba Sheree.
Right. Right. Gotcha.
I
Mm.
might not want, I mean, I do think that they carry the show, but also kind of like what we've said in some of the other Love and Marriage DC or Love and Marriage franchises.
Franchise.
Um franchise, you decide which one you just, you know what I mean? Like, to me, maybe there is more going on with these people and we just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely with Destiny, like whatever caused her divorce, we have no clue because she just popped up, I'm divorced in one season. So there might have been stuff there. She chose, she chose, somebody chose not to show it. Then there's other people who like Tisha and there are other people, Marcel or whatever, who seem like they might have some craziness going on if they decide to show it.
Mm.
So I think y- there could be other people there, but we've never, we've been so it's been so produced off of him and the cheating and the having the baby and whatever. And to me, it's like, okay, if you're gonna bring in the producer that took Destiny's Man, then you need to go ahead and bring on coleslaw. If this is what we're doing,
Oh
let's just go
wow.
all the way with it. Then bring coleslaw on the show, because if I'm not going to listen to you talk about her in yet another season and not give her a check, like that's honestly not fair. So she she has also built up your franchise if we keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I feel like there's potential there. I think it was a great idea and stuff and whatever, but the way it's been shot, we just don't see it. They've turned this couple into like the stars of the show,
Right.
and instead of a entourage, or I forgot what they call the other thing. Um, but there might be some gems there if they took the time to look. So I won't count the other people out necessarily, but the way it's been filmed, I'm like, okay, if y'all keep riding them so long, you know what I mean? Or if anything, I want to see them, the drama they go through dating, really dating and not business relationships, but actual dating of other people.
Right.
So
Okay,
that would be interesting,
Right.
Mr.
you know?
Sheba
Very
Sheree.
much so. Look, wait, hold on. Didn't the brother ask, is where the kids was with the mama or old girl? I was saying myself, who was old girl?
Not Sheba Sheree.
I'm trying. I wanted to ask Erica
No,
who
old
who
girl
was
was
old girl.
was coleslaw. Coleslaw. I
Is
assume
that
it
is
was
that
coleslaw
little
because he
Miss My
because
Likeness? Who's Coleslaw? I'm confused.
yeah, I think it was coleslaw.
Oh, the
Coleslaw is
side
the
chick.
side chick that he had the baby with.
Oh, that Ariana girl.
Yeah, because Melody was, yeah, I think it was Ariana, because there are times like I think I do recall with Amani, like the little girl, the youngest, Melody's youngest daughter, like there are times where they were posting pictures all together in like during birthdays and stuff with the
Mhm.
side woman and her son and stuff. So
Mhm.
I do think he probably does leave the kids with her sometimes. Yeah, I haven't seen
Wow.
anything where it's like she can't be around the kids and stuff. So I assume that's what he meant when I saw it, when he said, "Oh girl," because yeah, I don't like Sheree does live in Atlanta, so I know it wasn't they they weren't with Sheree at her hotel. So yeah, I assumed he meant coleslaw.
Okay.
I guess I need to call her. What's her name? Ariana, Ariane, whatever. I'll stop calling her coleslaw. But I do think I like coleslaw, so I don't mean it in a bad way.
Okay. See that.
Side dishes make your meal better. I'm
Oh,
gonna.
okay, fabulous. Okay.
I can't. The cabbage is the best part of the meal.com. I got you. No worries. Y'all
I
do.
mean, Jamaican
So
cabbage is good. A twice baked potato can be tasty. I mean, side dishes can really.
Lord have
So
mercy,
I'm
help
not
us.
gonna dog a side dish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, any final thoughts? We've been on here for over an hour and a half to the premiere. We'll be back next Sunday to talk about this show. Make sure you guys join the membership community crew in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Erica and Leader T. First of all, both of y'all say y'all YouTube channel names, please. Erica.
Okay, my YouTube channel is exactly Erica,
Talk about your
mine.
channel.
and that's
Hold on,
Erica
mama.
with a K.
And talk about your channel, what you got going on. You got 61 people watching total right now.
Yay. Okay, so I'm going to be reviewing Love During Lockup, Seeking Sister Wives or Sister Wife, I think. And then 90 Day, I'm doing 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. And I am going to start, I think, tonight with Real Housewives of New Jersey, if that's your thing. And then I do some commentary. Like I'm going to probably do a review of Cat Williams's live last night, and I do some.
Check out the interview, Erica. Check out the interview I did. I know you. Check out the interview I did last night.
I will. Yeah, I've done some shows with Coco Brown, so I will definitely check that out. And so yeah, I do some sort of, maybe I'll talk a little bit about Kendrick Lamar destroying Drake. Who knows? But yeah, come in.
Because Meet the Grams.
Okay,
just have a seat.
So Lee, what's talk about your channel?
They not like us, girl. They not like us. That's the one.
No, we're not. We're not doing that. I'm poor Dina. We're not. Go ahead, Lee. Talk about your channel.
Uncle Kendrick ate them up.
Lee.
Lux Lifestyle. You follow me on Instagram and
YouTube,
TikTok.
Yeah, her TikTok is everything. Please follow her. Give her your TikTok name, Lee.
Alicia White.
Okay, and talk about your YouTube channel. What you got coming up in the future, hopefully.
Some Get Ready With Me's. I need to review the little bar crawl that I did yesterday, so that's gonna be on there sometime this week. And then that's it. No, TikTok. Just follow me on TikTok.
Her TikTok is popping, so make sure y'all do check out her TikTok. It is popping if you are watching this on everything. I'm gonna try to do something with Thea. I think with her with the Rachel coming up and everything else. But y'all know I have interviews coming up in the future. Y'all just keep following, like, and subscribe. And I think I'm gonna do something in the future with the members, like a members live or something. Anyway, I'm gonna end it with this, and that's it. The views and opinions expressed on this panel are those of this panel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not, and I repeat, do not try this at home. And don't whine in the comments when you don't like it.